But it's not just Thai, Italian, and English. You also speak what else?
Spanish
And
French.
whoa,
Français.
5 languages. That's a lot.
Femme is like woman, but they say meuf.
Oh, okay.
It's like thank you, you thank อย่างเงี้ยค่ะ It's like ขอบคุณ but like คุณขอบคลิคลี I don't know something like that I don't know
Yeah.
The first day I felt like I just forgot my lyrics and I was like can I have a big screen please like trying to survive on that big stage and it was like very magical. It was my first time I dared to ask a crowd to put the lights on. And everybody did like a sea of light. Oh, I just cried my eyes off for like 3 days after that.
So you hate getting drunk, you don't like to drink.
No, I love to drink. That's the
Okay. Valentina.
Hello. สวัสดีค่ะ
Sawadee krab. Well, first of all, you have to teach me how to pronounce your word in the proper, beautiful Italian accent.
Okay, I will do.
Okay.
Yes. You mean my name?
Yeah.
Or Valentina?
Valentina.
Yeah.
Okay, how am I doing?
Valentina.
Okay.
Great. That's
Valentina.
perfect. Yeah. Valentina.
Oh, I speak Italian now.
Yeah.
Well, what beautiful name.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
แล้วเวลาคนไทยเรียกคนไทยก็จะเรียกว่า
They call me Ploy.
Ploy.
So it's like I have double personality since I'm a kid. My mom would say, okay, now if you're with Thai people and with me, I'm going to call you Nong Ploy na look. And then when you're with Falangs and just, Italian people, you're Valentina. So
You're
I'm
Valentina.
like, I have to split.
Is it good to have both like part of your personality?
I think so. I mean, I quite like it. I have a lot of love for both of my cultures and I mean, I consider myself quite lucky to have them. And it's funny. It's really funny because sometimes they would clash and my friends notice these different personalities. I have the krengchainess of Thai people and very shy and very this. But then also I'm very passionate and like expressive like Italian people. So it's funny to see, I think.
Yeah, I think it's more fun actually to have both. And it also depends on the context or the people you're with. And you can just switching around, I think. Yeah. So your father's Italian and your mother's Thai who speaks Italian.
Yes.
So most of the time you speak Italian at home.
Yeah,
right?
most of the times to make sure, my dad understands too. But when I'm alone with my mom, only Thai allowed. She really wanted me to learn Thai since I was a kid.
So you wouldn't
thank
lose
God.
it.
Yeah. I'm grateful for that because now it allowed me, to be here today and make connections with my other half. I was just born and raised in Italy, so many of my friends, they don't speak Thai, and I think it's a bit sad. And so very
From
lucky.
Sorrento, right?
From Sorrento.
Okay, tell me about the city of Sorrento. Is it a big city, small city?
So it's quite small, I would say, like 20,000 people population. It's like very small. It's like a town on the Amalfi coast, so in the south of Italy, around here of the boot.
Okay.
And then, you have like beautiful hills, and it's like both hills, but you have a beautiful sea as well. And life there is very slow, totally different from Bangkok.
Okay.
I really love it though. The more I grow up, the more I love it. Like, I don't think I've realized how beautiful that place is when I was growing up.
But it's not just Thai, Italian, and English. You also speak what else?
Spanish
And
French.
whoa,
Français.
5 languages. That's a lot.
Yeah, and I'm trying so bad to learn Portuguese, but I don't master it. But I love the language so much. So Portuguese.
So is it in your nature to speak many languages and learning all of them?
I think it's in my nature to love it. I love to be able to like communicate, and I'm so curious. Like, I'm just curious as a person. Like, I love to learn about other people's culture and how they live, and love traveling. So I think for me, it was always like, oh my God, every time I travel, I want to learn how to say that in your language and how you think as well. And I did like high school, a linguistic high school. we have in Italy because you can choose what direction you want to go since high school. And I started studying Spanish and French. And I just started loving Spanish so much that I decided to learn it in university as well. And I had the chance to live in Spain for a year.
Wow.
So that's why I kind of like learned it a bit more and picked it up. And yeah.
Yeah, that's the most important thing, isn't it? That once you learn the language and then you get to use in the real place with real people.
Super true.
That was the best way to learn and to pick up fast. Yeah.
I remember I was so like intimidated in the beginning. I went to Spain. I didn't know anyone. Like, okay, I was studying, but like it was totally new school, new everything, no friends. And I would only speak English at the time for some stupid reason in my brain. And then after a while, I was like, oh, you know what? Hablamos español. Ya está. And then I was like, okay, I'm fine now and learning. Yeah.
Yeah. And how about French? When did that start?
So French was always at school, but I have like my cousins that are half Thai, half French. So since they've been born, like I've just been practicing with them.
Okay.
And you know, sometimes when you learn more than like 3 languages already, it's like it makes it easier for your brain to learn about the sounds and like they're all Latin languages as well. So they have the same roots. Some words are very similar. And I just pick up the accent and yeah, just practice it over time, I guess. I don't really know. Yeah.
That happened to me too once, long time ago. I get to go to Italy for like 2 weeks. And I didn't actually do anything there. I just went there with my sister who got this job, like the contract job for a year. So I went along with her. And since I knew some French from school, it amazed my sister how quick I could pick up Italian.
Right, yeah. Because it's similar. Yeah,
it's pretty similar. And we can like even share some of the vocabularies.
True.
And how did you know that? I don't know because that's in French.
Yeah. It's true. It's very useful. And it means you have a great ear though, because sometimes people can't like understand the difference, even though it's so similar, but sometimes the accent is wildly different. So it's like, yeah, well done. It's good. Good.
It's fun. But after that trip, I didn't get to use any of them. So it kind of lost it now. But it was fun to, know that you have the ability to connect with people, even though you're not fluent, but you've got something to start with. And then you can just like use your hands or whatever, or mix. Like you can speak like French and Italian and English all at the same time, and we can still have fun talking.
For sure. Yeah, it's the most beautiful thing, like when people, come together and you get to share where you're from and how life works where you're from, and just learn that everybody's so different but just so the same at the same time. It makes you more empathetic. I don't know, I'm just in love with languages. I guess music is a language too, right? So,
and of course you write your song many times in English. You write all of them.
Yeah, all of them. I just, for me, writing music is like me journaling, really. Okay. So it feels very personal, and it slowly, after many years, somehow luckily became my job. But yeah, initially it was just like my hobby and what I really loved to do at home alone.
Okay, so you're back once again with the new single, and we'll be talking about that too. But before we go any further, let's start off with something fun, light, and random.
Okay.
So, let's do one word or more. ขอ1 คำ
1 คำนะคะ
แต่ว่าในหลายภาษาที่ Valentina พูดได้
โอเคค่ะ
So why don't you start with one word that best describes who you are, but in Italian?
Okay, I would say the word vera. Vera.
Okay.
Which means just like real. Like real, yeah. Just like
as in
like
not
real,
fake.
Yeah, like whatever. I think like in good or bad, no matter what, I'm always quite real. And that's what I try to do in my music as well. Express like every emotion in my life as well. Like one thing I can't do is faking or pretending. Like you will see from my face if I'm like, feeling anything or... so I think that would be a word in Italian that could describe me.
Wow.
In whether good or bad, I don't know. But yeah, vera.
Yeah, but great word to start with.
Okay,
Beta.
thank you.
Good. So let's move on to French now. Can you teach us one weirdest word in French?
So I find something about French very weird now, like in the young people community. They have something called like verlan, which is like saying words, switching the syllables. For example, if I say merci, it's thank you, right? But then the young people would say simer.
Oh, okay.
Or like femme is like woman, but they say meuf.
Oh, okay.
It's like thank you, you thank อย่างเงี้ยค่ะ It's like weird. So I think that's the weirdest
ไม่ใช่ผวน
French.
เนาะแต่ว่าแค่ switching the position
Yeah.
of the
They
syllable in the
just
word.
switch the positions of the syllable and they create this slang language called verlan or something like that.
Okay.
And I always found that very weird. So I think that's the weirdest like French
Yeah.
word, like cimer, meuf, like all the
Okay.
switched ones. Yeah.
And young people saying this a lot, using it a lot.
I think they use that more than
Really?
the normal ones.
Yeah, it could be very confusing to
Yeah.
the older people.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But between like, I had a group of more French speaking friends at a point in my life. And everybody was just saying like, oh, meuf, meuf, cimer, cimer.
Cimer.
I was like, what do you mean? It's like weird.
ภาษาลูหรือเปล่า
ไม่รู้ค่ะ It's like ขอบคุณ but like คุณขอบ
คุณขอบ
You know,
คุณ
kind
ข
of
อบ
vibe. And they do that with so many words. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's very weird.
Oh, cimer. Okay,
Cimer.
at least.
Merci, cimer.
Okay. So can I okay, for example, can I just go into the French restaurant and say cimer instead of merci and they'll get it? Or
I think they will get it, but whether that's weird or not, I don't know. I can't say. I
okay.
don't know how weird that is on a scale.
how they judge you, that's another story.
Yeah, like between friends, maybe it's okay, but
Right.
I don't know how like the level of like politeness / formality. I don't know
okay.
about that one.
Maybe it's not very appropriate in the more formal situation.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay, just use it at your own risk.
Yeah.
Okay. All
Very
right. So
welcome.
let's do your own language. Blubbly blue.
Blubbly blue.
Blubbly blue.
Lovely blue. That's the way I say I love you.
One of your song, Blubbly Blue, you
Yeah.
kind of say that instead of saying I love you,
I
right?
love you. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So what if I want you to make up words once again? What would you say instead of you're gorgeous? Like you want to say compliment someone that, oh, you're gorgeous.
I need
But
to
just
think.
invent your own language or
Thank you.
lingo.
It will sound very stupid, like blubbly blue, very childish.
Uh-huh.
Something like you're gorgeous, like krikali.
Krikari.
Krikali.
Okay. Okay.
Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Sounds
Something
very
like-
kitty. Like Krikari.
Yeah. Because in Italian, I always say something that's like, oh, che carina. Che
Okay.
carina means like, how cute. And it's something that's always in my mouth, like, oh, che carino, oh, che carina. So maybe like, che cari is like something like that. Yeah. And I like to make it sound like a kid would say it. Like blah, blah, blue. I think it's like the same. It was
Right.
like my own language to say it like a child would say something because I love kids.
Where does Bobby Blue come from?
It actually comes from a real life relationship
Okay.
where I wanted to have really like a secret language to say I love you. Let's say I'm having coffee with you and many other people, and I just say like blah blah blue, and nobody understands. So it just
so the
started
secret
from
language just
there.
between you and the
yeah.
loved one.
Yeah, at the time, yeah, and then I picked it up and made a song about it.
Nice. Yeah, it turned out to be one of your most popular song.
At my
too.
own
People
risk
love it.
as well, though, because
Yeah.
it could have been. Some people find it cringe, but up to them. I don't care. But like, I think it's cute.
Yeah, I think it's cute too. All right. So how about so this time it's not gonna be cute. You make me mad. Make up something.
Oh God, you make me mad. Like I have trouble expressing feelings of anger.
Really?
Yeah.
But
So-
that's good, right? You don't get angry
No,
easily.
I think I do get angry like every human, but I have ไม่รู้ if it's my good girl syndrome or whatever but I'm always like maybe I should keep it in but yeah if I had a language to say I'm mad at you maybe it would be like I don't know klakala
That
just
sounds
like the
angry.
most
That sounds
random
upsetting.
like what
Kakala.
kakala
Kakala. Okay.
sounds like Russian I don't know what
It
I'm
sounds
saying.
about right, I would say. And how about this one? I'm starving.
Oh, I'm starving like Halili. 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 Halili.
Oh, you even spell it
Halili.
out? Yeah.
Yeah,
Halili. Halili. Okay.
Halili.
Yeah,
Maybe,
that
yeah.
sounds like you're
Hungry.
could get something to eat. Yeah. Okay.
Something like that, maybe. Yeah, I need to perfect it.
Could be the next single.
Halili.
Halili. Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Don't put these ideas in my brain. Or go home and I
Because
start.
that could be very relatable to a lot of people because we do
Yeah.
get hungry all the time, right?
Yeah, eating is nice.
Eating is nice. All right. Okay, let's go back a little because you said or you told this story many times in your many interviews that you used to be a very shy person.
Oh yeah.
And yet you put yourself in a very big event like the X Factor Italian or what else? The Miss Thailand Universe or the Voice Thailand, right? Yeah. What would be that one word that kind of drag you out of your comfort zone and put you in those situations?
I think I've always had that very clear, and that is might sound very cheesy, I know, but it's purpose. Because I feel like whatever I did, if your purpose or like what you really want to do and what you think you want to do in the world and with yourself and with your loved ones is like bigger than the shyness, then you can work through the shyness and get out of your shell and just like I was really shy. Like I had to do acting class. I had to really I was shaking on stage every time. But I guess the wanting to do what I wanted to do was stronger than just giving up to my shyness, into my shyness. Right. So yeah, I guess that would be the word purpose. Yeah.
Purpose.
Yeah.
Okay. So you know that you have something bigger than your shortcoming and then you want to get there even though you're not super well equipped at the moment, but you can get better.
Yeah, because I feel like initially, like I said, I would write songs just for myself. That was like my own journaling, my own therapy. I really had no reason to just like, why would I have to share it with other people? But what made me want to do that and like, okay, go to X Factor and go on a stage where I can sing in front of people was just like, it would be nice to, share yourself. I guess as humans, sometimes we want to feel seen and understood and connect.
And be a part of a bigger group.
Yeah, like you want to find your tribe and like you want to connect with other people. Or like I'm sure there are so many other people like me that are so shy and like maybe they have so much love to do something, but maybe they're shy. And so I was like, if I can do it, they can do it. And if you want to kind of like, I felt like I was inspired by other artists doing that. So like sharing themselves and being themselves, just by being themselves, I was inspired. And I was like, you know what, it would be nice if I can do that for myself and grow out of my comfort zone. And maybe even if like one kid sees me somewhere in the world, they're like, okay, I can do it too. And it's just like a butterfly effect. It's like, in the everyone feels less
now you
shy
can inspire
just
others
because
too.
you are less shy. Yeah, kind of thing.
Oh, nice.
So I guess that's why I like to just share thoughts and connect with people. Through language and music, and that's why I try to fight it so bad. Still struggle to this day a bit, but much better than before.
That's good because that's growth, right?
Yeah.
You get better from yourself yesterday even or last year. Yeah. Is there any word or phrase at all that you consciously trying to avoid using or like I'm not going to say this word because
I think there is. It's like I always had trouble growing up for some weird reason just saying bad words like FUCKYOU, which is funny because I used that in a song that I'll tell you about later. But like that like fuck you. You know, I don't really. I grew up like not really allowing myself to say the bad words for some reason. So yeah, that.
Because like when you say it, you don't feel good, and you know that it could be hurtful to anybody
Yeah.
who's hearing you saying that.
Yeah. And I guess like growing up, it's like sometimes even as joke people say it, but I just never really could say it out loud. And like my friends used to like make fun of me, like, oh, she needs to spell her bad words because she can't say like FUCKYOU. Like I can't, say that.
Yeah. But I think that's good because you keep
Is it?
your vibe wholesome and and it could be a good vibe for other people to be around you too.
I hope so, yeah. But I feel like sometimes maybe you can allow yourself, not direct it to anyone, but just like to just like
Express
release,
some, okay.
you know, and just not keep it in, just like release and express it.
Maybe
And then
scream
it
it
will
to
grow.
into your pillow.
Yeah.
And not into other people's faces. Yeah. Okay, tell us about farewell letter.
Yeah, funny, because that's a link to what I just said.
Yeah.
So Farewell Letter is like a song that's like, I think is one of my favorite songs I've ever written. It's a song about just being so tired of like, again, not being able to like say the things you want to say or just like break out of some good girl syndrome patterns. I feel like I had that a lot growing up, or maybe culturally as well, both Thailand and Italy is like, you know, when like you're a girl, you need to like be nice all the time. And then sometimes it just gets tiring, and it gets tiring when you notice yourself finding yourself in like, not like toxic relationships, but just like, relationships where you're not feeling at your best or feeling healthy or stuff like that. So the song is really about that, and just like breaking free from this, telling the story of like, once upon a time there was a girl living in this picture perfect world. It's just literally me once upon a time, made with golden hearts and singing birds, like seeing the world, everything beautiful, everybody nice, everybody so kind. But sometimes it's really not like that. It's like, okay, you learn the hard way that it's like you need to choose yourself and love yourself first. Draw your boundaries. I say in my song, like, use your pencil to draw my boundaries. It's like, I use your pencil to draw my boundaries. Like, you can just like erase it anytime you can. And that made me suffer so much. You know, loved you, but you sent me to therapy. Now, excuse my French, but actually, that's what the song says.
Yeah.
So it's like a releasing song from like, you know what? I can be soft. I'm a girl and I'm so soft. I'm sweet. That's true. I say from my sweet little heart, but also like I know my, you know, don't cross my boundaries. And it's about growing up and learning to put that boundary, that healthy boundary around yourself and protecting yourself. So that's what the song is about.
Yeah. Well, from talking to many artists, I kind of learned that that's how they heal themselves too when they write the song and then just sing it out loud to other people and then at the same time to themselves, and that kind of helps them a lot.
It was really like freeing to write this song because it felt like, wow, I feel quite free. And in my life, I never allowed myself to say like bad words. And in this song, I'm saying it so many times, but I'm saying it in such a sweet way in the song, which is like, it can't harm anyone. It's like, it's still very sweet. And I still say, fuck you from my sweet little heart. You know, it's like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it comes with sweet melody, it
it's
could be
contrast.
that rude. I think. Yeah.
And it wants to be funny a bit as well. It's like a bit of a sarcastic song, you know. It's like, it's called Farewell Letter because it's like, you know, I write my warm farewell letter to you. It's just like a bit painted to be like sarcastic, like I'm a Disney princess that got like really bored now, you know, kind of thing. Yeah.
Right.
And it's funny funny way for me to just release some like buried anger.
Yeah. And that's your latest single.
Yeah.
Right.
Farewell Letter.
Farewell Letter. Could you have written this song 5 years ago?
I don't think so. I don't think so because my songs are really like related to what I'm going through in a certain moment in time. And I mean, if you listen to my discography and like all my songs that I've written since Satellite, la la la, it just shows so much like how much I've grown. I was like a little baby calling myself like a satellite that's like scared to be in this spotlight and
Right.
like, you know, all that stuff. So I feel like it really comes with growing and learning and, you know, experiences that you go through, and then your music just changes and like gets shapes from that.
Yeah. So, did you get like cringe sometimes looking back at your very early songs that you wrote, like listening to them? Did you feel like,
1,000,000%.
you are so naive or whatever?
Yeah, no, for sure. But also, it's like conflicting. Part of me that's like, you know, the one that's like scared of whatever that is. Yeah, a bit. But then after I look at myself and I'm like, oh, actually, I was so cute. Like, who cares? I put myself out there and you can say whatever you like. Like, I can even judge myself, but like that little girl that decided to just step out of her comfort zone and write maybe a totally wrong song that nobody likes, but still she dared to share it out and be vulnerable, you know? I feel like I try to do my like more healthy thought pattern in my brain and get to that instead. So I'm like, oh, that's cringe. And I'm like, no, actually it's cute. You know, just like, yeah, I change my
It totally
perspective.
depends on how you look at it. Right?
Absolutely.
And you can choose to look at it in whichever way you want.
True.
And if that makes you feel good about yourself, proud about yourself, why not, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everything is perspective. I actually, 2 weeks ago, I wrote a song called Frames. That's just really random. It's not coming out or anything, but it's just about like how the meaning you give to anything that happens in your life shapes that thing. So it's like, it could be anything, the worst thing in the world, but if you find a positive light to it, it can still be good, you know? There's a lesson there, or maybe there's an experience that makes you who you are, and there's always something to learn. Yeah.
Well, speaking of perspective, let's do another section here. It's called คำนี้ดีไหม So that's our show, right? คำนี้ดี
Okay.
But sometimes we have to question ourselves or people around us, like คำนี้ดีไหม? Is it a good word? So maybe you can help us rate these
Okay.
words. All right, let's start with something very obvious.
Oh, Italian.
Italian. So when just hearing the
it.
word Italian, we can just think of sometimes like food or people or the country or the culture. It depends on what kind of things you're exposed to the most, right? So, but this is not just a food to you or a culture to you, because this is who you are.
My blood.
Yeah, your blood. So Italian in general.
A number I need to vote, yeah?
Right. On a scale from like 1 to 10, you can go even higher. You can go minus. You can.
Okay.
Okay.
Ta-dun, 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 ta-dun.
Whoa, that's I don't
I
even
don't know what
like
number is,
100,
but like plus a million,
yeah, 100
thousand,
million.
billions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yay.
Yeah.
Yay for Italian.
Yeah, yay for Italian. I love Italian. I love the language. I love my dad. I love my family. I love my food.
So what would you say is the best Italianness?
Best Italianness, I think it's which is also the Thai-ness, but like the warmth of people. People are so welcoming there. And it's really like, in the south of Italy, at least where I'm from, they're like very welcoming and very kind, you know? It's like you can chat to the random man at the bus station,
Right.
but it will look like you can have a chat like you've been friends for a long time.
It happens to me right after I got to the airport.
Right?
A long time ago, this guy kind of started talking to me, and usually we might feel like, what does this guy want from me? Maybe they want to scam me or what. But they just like sincerely, honestly want to like make a conversation.
Yeah, they just like to chat.
Right. And they make it sound like we've been friends forever. Like chat, and then they just left.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was like, okay, this is how Italians are.
Yeah. That's, I
my
guess
first
it's
impression.
a cultural thing, right? Because in some other countries, it might feel a bit weird. It's like, I don't know you. Why are you talking to me?
Yeah.
But
If this happens in like Japan,
yeah, I would love to see that. I would love to
it's
be
the
there
opposite.
when it
Yeah.
happens.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so 100 million for
Yeah, plus
Italian.
100 million
Okay.
thousand.
All right. How about this?
Ooh.
Because
Tattoo.
it could go either way, right? Some people view this as a very expressive way of,
Art,
like,
yeah.
art. But some people would say that I don't want to be associated with someone who's got
yeah.
like too many tattoos or stuff like that.
I understand that.
Yeah. So
So-
for you,
I need to put a number first, yeah?
yeah,
I'll say that.
8.
Yeah.
Okay. That's,
I'll explain.
That's pretty high.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, I feel like it's weird because growing up, I always said I hate tattoos.
Really?
But now I have 3.
Whoa, I was
So-
about to ask. So you have 3 since how long ago?
Not too long. Obviously, my good girl syndrome has been with me a long time.
Okay.
So I was like, no, I'm never gonna get a tattoo. It's not. But I've always been very like open and love to see other people with it if they like it. I
So
think
you used to think that getting a tattoo would make you be a non-good girl.
just on me, yeah, for some reason. With other people, like never. Obviously, judging. Like I think it's great if they can do whatever they like with their bodies. Is like I'm no one to say anything. But on my own body, or maybe just because I think in my family, like my mom and dad, they couldn't stand the thought of their daughter getting a tattoo. My mom went totally nuts when I showed her. She was like, oh
so
my
you didn't tell them before.
no.
Ah,
I
okay.
did it secretly, and then I came back home later. My dad had a different reaction because one tattoo is for him. So he
Oh.
was like, "Oh fuck, I hate this, but also that's so sweet."
At the same time, you
Yeah.
confused me now.
Yeah. This one here, that's like it says MPC. Maybe I can write it. MPC. This should be like the worldwide my dad's philosophy.
Okay.
That's the thing that inspired No Care Zero. Because every time I get like I always overthink and like stuff, my dad would be like, Valenti MPC, MPC, which that means like manca pacapa. But that's Napolitan, so from the south of Italy. It means literally not even crossing your mind, but just literally prioritize what matters in life and don't care about that. Like don't care about anything, just MPC. So that's what he always told me. Like when I'm like, oh, Papa, I'm stressed about this and that. And he would be like, MPC. So I just did a tattoo about it to remind myself.
So basically it means like don't even think about it or
Yeah, don't even care.
don't
like
even
this.
care.
If it matters, of course, but it's just more about like just care about really just the things that matter, like health, family, that like, other things, everything
Like-
will go and
Don't sweat small stuff.
yeah,
Kind of thing.
yeah, because
Okay.
I'm an overthinker. So he's like, no, I'm a pitchy. And I'm
Epicci.
like, okay, I'm a pitchy. And I did this tattoo. So
Yeah.
he found it very funny.
Yeah. It sounds great too. Empici. Is that how you
I'm
say
a
it?
pitchy. Yeah, in
okay.
Italian.
Wow.
I'm a pitchy.
Empici.
Yeah.
Wow, nice. Okay. All right. So this next word, it might sound random to a lot of people, but it kind of has something to do with you.
Ooh.
Opening act. So this word actually it means a band or an artist who basically opens for other artists.
Yeah.
Like most of the time, like bigger artists.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be a very good thing or a bad thing in my opinion because it could be bad because the crowd's not there for you, right?
I see.
Yeah, but it could be a great exposure for smaller or new artists to kind of show themselves who
Yeah.
they really are. And you do opened for
Coldplay.
which is one of your most
Favorite bands
artists,
on the
right?
planet.
Yeah. How did
So,
this happen? Like
Big
opening
Ten.
for Coldplay, Big Ten. No wonder.
No
I'm
wonder.
not surprised.
So
How did that happen?
I think I have to thank like my team at the time and Live Nation Thailand and like everybody for putting my name down even in this list that was going on. I don't know exactly in the backing how they were looking for an opening act that was a local like artist from Thailand, from the country, and then probably in the list. Somehow I got picked, and very happy about it, very grateful, and I still sometimes can't believe that happened. It's just like the most eye-opening opportunity and experience, really. Really have to thank. At the time I was with What the Duck and Warner Music Thailand, so whoever put the name, like thank you, all of you. Yeah.
So I imagine you must have been super nervous before go on, right?
I was really nervous. I was like, oh my God, it's all coming back, my entire life of shaking. And I prepared so much. Like we rehearsed with my band so many days and stressing and problems. And then it was like just the greatest experience, really. I was lucky enough to find like Coldplay fans are really kind, and most of them didn't know me, but they were so sweet to me. And I even forgot my lyrics the first day. So I had 2 days. The first day and the second day. The first day was totally different. Like the first day I felt like I just forgot my lyrics, and I was like, can I have a big screen, please? Like trying to survive on that big stage. But everybody was so lovely, and I think like it gave me like a big learning, because it's like that mistake made me and the crowd connect so much. And I was like, you know what? It's not different. Like you can sing in front of 10 people or in front of 65,000 people. If you're just being yourself and you do a mistake, you just say it. It's fine. You don't have to be, just be yourself. And then, the response was amazing. Like, and the second day I went up there, I felt much more like confident, because I was like, okay, I've done this once, I can do it twice. And it was like very magical. It was my first time I dared to ask a crowd to put the lights on. And everybody did like a sea of light. I just cried my eyes off for like 3 days after that.
Right.
And I met Chris Martin. He's like the sweetest human, like the kindest human ever. So really grateful for the opportunity.
Yeah, super memorable experience, I think,
Very
right?
memorable,
Yeah.
And it's like I made friends with the crowd a bit, everybody was so lovely and welcoming. Like you said, it can be intimidating because you go up there and they just really dare spend money to see a big act, and they find this person like, who are you, la la la. But I think it was a good thing, because it was really like a big learning curve for me. It was like that period, that month, I've learned, my learning curve went like flat, like that. From anything, from like the rehearsals, the standard, from realizing this is what I want to do for my whole life. I really want to do this. I really love this. I really love being in a stadium with all these people, and you can like move the energy around by just being yourself, and like, I'm gonna cry, but like sharing your story and like everything that you wrote. And the second day, I also sang a song that's like I showed Chris the day before, which is like When You Almost Give Up. It's like a song that I wrote because I knew that I was going to open for Coldplay, and I was like at the point of really giving up.
Wow.
And then the miracle happened, so I was like, okay, I'm going to write this song. And I sang the song on that stage, and everybody connected with it, and it was just like acoustic with one guitar, and people just loved it. And I was like, oh, this is nice. I'm sitting on a floor like I would do in my bedroom, but I'm in a big stadium with lots of strangers, and somehow we feel the same, like through music. And then I watched the concert of Coldplay after that, and I was just like pinching myself, like, were we really up there just before? Like, oh my God. And seeing how natural he is as a front man, and Coldplay, like, they've been doing this since forever, and still so natural and so real, and so like there's nothing really manufactured about anything that he does. So felt like I learned that from them, felt inspired.
Sounds like a very magical moment.
It was really magic, I think magic was the word.
How about this one?
Oi! Oh my God.
Again, a lot of people could feel like very relatable to this word.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Minus 1,000. Oh,
so you hate getting drunk, you don't like to drink.
No, I love to drink. That's the problem.
That's the problem, right?
That's the problem. It's like I really love like aperitivo. It's like you have like Aperol spritz and this Negroni. Like I love the taste of certain things paired with food. Like you have your wine with cheese and with pasta and stuff like that. But then obviously it happens when you go out and you can drink one glass too much or like you get too tipsy. And I don't think I enjoy that. Like, of course you enjoy that in the moment, but then the next day you feel so bad. I feel so bad.
Yeah.
And it's like not good. It hasn't been good for my health, for my gut, to be honest with you. And I'm trying now, I'm like not drinking much.
Still, you wrote a song out of it?
Yeah, that's exactly why. Because it's like, I feel like I'm always so, like relatively fine when I'm not drunk. I'm just normal. I'm just sweet most of the times and with my friends and family.
Yeah.
But then, when you get a bit tipsy, first I usually feel like, super happy and loving and like, I love everyone. Everyone is my friend. And then I start going into like crying mode, like over emotional, like, this is bad. Or like, just like overly not maybe sati, like I don't have. So yeah, I didn't like that. And I wrote a song called like Drunk Sleeping in Taxis, because one thing that happens to me when I get drunk is I fall asleep. I just need to sleep. And so it happened many times. And that song is like really about like, okay, I'm always positive, I'm always nice, I'm always sweet, but would you still love me when you see me drunk sleeping in taxis? Like that's the worst you can ever see me, the worst state, just like not nice. You don't want to see that. And would you still love me in that situation? Will you feel the same about me when I'm drunk sleeping in taxis? That's like my metaphor for would you still love me at the very worst part of me, or would you just run away kind of vibe as a love song. At the time I felt very insecure. I was dating, actually now he's my boyfriend, but at the time we were like dating initially. And that happened.
Yeah.
And I was like so embarrassed. So embarrassed. I was like, oh my God, will he still like me? So yeah, I wrote that song about that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And I
songs come out.
can definitely relate, because I cannot tell you how many times that happened to me, like, getting drunk in a cab and getting chatty with the driver, or like drunk text someone I shouldn't have, or drunk call someone I shouldn't have, excess mostly, stuff like that. I think, it's very relatable.
Yeah, I mean, but I would say just don't drink, everyone, because it's no good. But I understand. Yeah.
Maybe a little wine with food, but don't.
Overdrink.
Don't overdo it.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. How about this word? Actually, this is one of my most favorite words.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do.
And while you rating that, let me tell you a story about this word.
Yes.
First, because this is a song of yours that I love the most. And
thank you.
It kind of saved me at one point of my life to No Cares era. And to tell you the truth, the first time I heard it, I didn't even know it was you. I knew you before, but I didn't know this is from you. So I kind of fell in love with the song, like
me happy.
immediately. And it was on my like loop playlist, especially on one trip that I made to Japan for 2 weeks. And this song is like always in my ear.
Yay!
Yeah, and I
Thank
love this
you so
much. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm so happy.
You wrote this song. Tell me about how you wrote this song. And
first.
Score it first.
Imagine the biggest number you can think of.
Right, like infinity.
Infinity and beyond, yeah.
Right. So No Cares era.
No Cares era. Yeah, it's just like, I was going through so much stress at the time in my life, like for work and like doubting myself, overthinking like every little thing that you can overthink. So the song says, if overthinking and overcaring were in a word-winning pairing, I'd be getting all the prizes, because that's what I was going through. And then it's just about really deciding that you're stepping out of that and choosing to live like freely, like with no cares, because really life is short. It's too short for me to be like overthinking about this and that. So just my dad's words were just replaying in my head like emepichi, And that really is what it means. I just translated to make it a bit more nicer. No care zero. I'm in my no care zero. It means I want to live in my Emepichi land forever, like how my dad says. And so, yeah, that is really where the song is coming from. And writing it felt so great because it was funny for me. I was in my bedroom with a mask on my face. And I was just like writing this song. I was like, okay, now every time I overthink, I'm going to sing this to myself like a mantra. That's why the song says, letting this be my mantra. Because it's something you repeat to, it's like when you meditate, no? You repeat a mantra and then you breathe. And it's just that song was that for me. And I just, thought it was a nice concept to write a song about and release it that way, and hopefully can help other people to feel less stressed and really just take it easy and something like that.
Well, because some might say all the words on the list, it could go either way, like I said, because some might think that you should care. Of course, you have to, people around you or what's going on with the world. But I think it depends on the situation you're in and what could save your soul at the moment or save your mental health at the moment.
Exactly.
So you can choose to care and not to care. The thing is you have to know like when you need to care or not to care.
Exactly.
Right?
So maybe just care about, the important stuff. It's to say that we don't care about anything. I don't think it's possible. Like people that say, oh, I don't care about anything. I don't think that's real because as humans, we are hardwired to care about things because we have feelings, right?
Yeah, social beings. You're connected to people.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
So I feel like that is a thing. But also, sometimes that can become, like in my case, just super overthinking Jesus Christ about every little detail and like to the point where you're not feeling good anymore. So I was like, okay, now I'm done. I need to step out of this. Step out, no care zero. And then it's just like, my world of like not caring about stuff that don't matter, like have you priority lists.
Still one of my favorites, and I'll keep playing
Thank you
that
for saying that.
in my ear.
Thank you. I'm so
Go check
happy.
it out, guys, if you haven't already.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. What's going to happen to Valentina Ploy this year and the next?
So, allora is like, well, this year I'm very excited about something, which is like, I'm going to release an EP. Saying here first time.
Wow.
Can I say that? And I am recently, I've been an independent artist. So that's new to me. And it's like I have a lovely team and we're working on this new EP. So it's going to be like my very first project that I release independently. So with like no labels, no funding. It's like me, myself, and I and my lovely little team. And it's an EP called Warm. And very excited about that and see where that takes me really. Because there's been a lot of like work going on, a lot of love into the songs. Farewell Letter is like the single before Warm drops. And there's going to be another 3 songs. So in the whole thing, it's going to be like 6 songs. And 2 are out already. 3 are out already. And then another 3 are coming up. Yeah.
So being on your own as opposed to being with like big labels with a lot of helps, a lot of fundings, is it scary or more exciting to you?
So I think mostly it was exciting to me. But also scary, like because it was new, I guess. I wasn't sure, but if you never try, you never know. So I really was motivated into like having this experience as well. Like I want to do it by myself and okay, I have less money, to be totally honest with you, but I still have my creativity. And I think sometimes having less really forces you to get creative and to really like, even with the content, I don't like to like label it as something bad. It's just a way for you that you have to express yourself and to connect with people. So I've been trying to like, get creative with it. And it's fun because you can do so many things. And I have lovely friends also that help me. But yeah, so it was scary, obviously. I remember the New Year's when I knew for sure, 1,000,000,000% I'm going to be an independent artist. 1,000,000,000% I cried. Because I was like, I feel so relieved. One side of me, I was like, okay, I'm happy and relieved. Like this was what we were working towards. Like everybody agreed very friendly and amicably that, it's better to part ways and stuff. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh Jesus, how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna do this alone? And I felt a bit overwhelmed, like crying, but then I was like, no, I'm just gonna take it like one step at a time, and it's really exciting now. I have no fear now, to be honest. I have more like excitement. Nothing really changed that much. It's really just me making my music, releasing it, and waiting, hopefully,
because
for people
ultimately
to
you're
connect.
not alone. Of course, you've got great team.
I
And another
have a
thing that you
great
have
team.
plenty is support from your fans.
Yeah.
Right? So they're waiting for
Yeah.
your next single, and they're waiting to see you more and more.
And
Yeah.
it's gonna be quite special, I think, because this EP, it's really not trying to be anything that I'm not. It's like really, if I could say if it's for someone, it's just really for the fans, because I think like I have lovely fans that they really love me for who I am, that like I'm not like that, and they just really like accept me for who I am, a bit weird, a bit funny, a bit shy, like all of it. And I feel like this album called Warm is like mostly for them. So even if nobody's gonna listen to it, I'm sure they're gonna like it because they're like me. So they're
Yeah.
my kind of people, So,
I want to say thank you so much for coming and give me the opportunity to say what I said. That
No,
thank you
thank
for
you so
for
much.
writing that song and releasing that song into the world. No Care Sierra, still my most favorite song.
Thank
and
you.
Thank you for coming. It was a nice talking to you.
it's like, to be honest, I asked my manager, I was like, can we go on this show? It's my dream. I would really love to go on this show. So it's like my absolute
It's
honor
our
to
honor to
be here and
so,
chat to you.
Yeah, we were talking about lots of words on this episode, but we want to know what would be your ultimate most favorite words, like คำนี้ดีของพลอยคือคำว่าอะไร Actually, we would ask one for each language that you
Okay.
speak, but I'm not sure it's going to be too many, but just
Up to you,
give
I
us
can
like
do.
one or two in Thai and English at least. But if you have extra in other languages, that's great too.
One just random word that I like, yeah?
That means a lot to you.
I think in Thai, I really like the word, it sounds weird maybe, but I like the word sabai.
สบาย That's a nice word.
I think it sounds, there's no translation in other languages for the word sabai. There could be a translation a bit, but it's so hard for me. It sounds like such a simple word, but every time my foreign friends ask me, what does it actually mean? There's no direct translation. It's something that so Thai and says so much about Thai people, Thai culture. And it's just simple, and you say it so many times.
Right.
So, but yeah, I really like the word sabah. Sabah.
Oh, I like it too.
I really love it, and it
Yeah.
just makes me feel calm. And I think like Thai language has this way of being so connected to the culture. Like di jai would be like good spirit. Sia jai, lose spirit.
Yeah.
It's just like everything is about the spirit. And like, so sabai, jai, and sabai. I really like that
Yeah.
in Thai.
Anything in
And,
English?
In English, I think I like the word. So many, but I think I like the word magic.
Magic.
Yeah, like magic. It's just like, I see magic in everything. Some say magic doesn't exist, but for me it's just again all about perspectives. And I feel like just in my life I see the magic in every little thing, and life is magic, even if magic doesn't exist. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I like the word magic, and I like to see the magic in everything. And yeah.
And I'm sure you're going to be seeing a lot of magic in your life.
Sadhu ka.
Sadhu. That's a
Amen.
nice word to end the
Yeah.
show.
Sadhu ka.
So thank you, Valentina Ploy, everybody.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much for having me.
Of
Thank you
course.
so much.